And we are back live with the Mad Catz CSGO Invitational, coming to you live from the Gadget Show in Birmingham. Of course, we're in Berlin doing a remote broadcast, which means we are using Go TVs. We do apologise about that. We have had some issues, but we're finally in server. We just had the knife round, so it seems like Fnatic actually picked up the knife. Let's drop you in game so you can see what's going on. We are going to be getting the game live. It is going to be on the SE version of Nuke. So we're going to see another Nuke matchup here. Obviously, Fnatic coming out really strong against Dignitas towards the latter stages of the second half. Do you think they're going to carry that momentum over to play against WesternWolves here, Walkline, or do you think we're going to see a situation where Western Walkline's obviously the heavy favourites in this game? Do you think they're going to cruise to a victory, or do you think it's going to be a close game again?
I'm not sure. Fnatic, having just played this map, probably has a little bit of a slight advantage, really, having can build upon the momentum from the previous game against Dignitas, but Fnatic playing against WesternWolves is a completely different matchup than versus Dignitas, so I would expect WesternWolves to close out this game quite comfortably, because obviously back at Copenhagen Games, well, WesternWolves beat Fnatic after what was a little bit of a problem. The match was basically played with problems, having a pause that lasted for 3 hours. So this is pretty much a nice little rematch coming in here for Fnatic and WesternWolves, and I'll say that Fnatic are really looking to get that revenge onto WesternWolves. So hopefully it will be a close game and an interesting game for everyone to watch.
Well, still in warm-up here. Let's give you the quick roster rundown. As you can see, WesternWolves are going to be Nico, Glaive, MSL, Nile and Pimp. For Fnatic, it's going to be Trace, Freeze, Zip, Stinger and Moddy. That concludes your roster rundown. And we are going to be not too far from game live here, so let's drop you back in game. As you can see, standard spam of warm-up going down. Kind of irritating on the sound front, because all you can hear is... But, yeah.
Nice imitation.
That was, yeah, I think that's what we should do. We should mute in-game sounds and I'll provide all the in-game sounds.
No. You're the play-by-play. I'll do all the weapon sounds. We'll do that for the remainder of the tournament.
Yep. That's probably... In fact, we could just imagine that we're actually watching the game and you could do that the whole time. We'll stay on camera.
Yeah, no, I'm not that good, it seems.
Well, you'll have to practice then, won't you?
Practice makes perfect.
Saying that, the Go TV seems pretty stable at the moment, which is, you know, a nice turn of events considering it has been so bad. Obviously, network issues at the venue. Got a weird boost there. Looks like somebody sat on somebody's shoulders. That was pretty awesome. Never seen that before. So it's just a case of, I think we're waiting on Fnatic here. It seems like all the WesternWolves guys are pretty much in CT spawn, just spawn raping at the moment. So kind of one of those situations where really now it's just a case of getting everybody in server and getting everybody good to go. I mean, everybody's in server, but, you know, the difference between being sat in server and actually ready to go. So game live shouldn't be too far away. Let's talk predictions, because we haven't done the predictions yet. I'm going to go WesternWolves 16-11. How are you seeing it?
Fnatic 16-10.
So you're going for another upset, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you've been right on one of your upset predictions, so...
I'm going to screw it all up with this one. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard one to call. Well, it's not really a hard one to call. You would think WesternWolves could close down this game quite easily by the looks of how Fnatic has been playing thus far in the group stages. But I don't know. I think that Fnatic might be able to step up to the plate here. They obviously just played Train. All the mistakes they did, they've now had about 20 minutes to discuss and pretty much resolve. So hopefully Fnatic has spent their time to actually analyze their own play and try to improve, because they kind of knew they would be going into Train here against WesternWolves, because Fnatic didn't veto this map, so they wanted to play it again, I think, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them. They had an exceptional second half against Dignitas, so obviously wanted to keep the momentum here on Nuke. I think at this point now it basically boils down to, you know, we are halfway, well, last group stage, so we're about halfway through the tournament now in terms of actual maps played. It's really about getting your momentum now, isn't it? And picking a couple of good maps. I mean, CSGO is still relatively in its infancy. Fnatic are, a team that they're perfectly capable of playing every map. But if you are specialising on one map and you do find halfway through a tournament that you're getting better results on Nuke than any other map, then obviously you're going to try and get that as your major map pick, aren't you?
Yeah, I totally agree. this is what's so nice about a new CS version that everyone's going to play. You can get you will see how the meta change on each map. At least when you're casting all the tournaments, can't you, Jay?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the way that it's played. I mean, we haven't seen it so far in this tournament, but we did see it at the first Mad Catz Invitational. I say the first, actually, the one that me and you casted from Milan, actually.
Yeah,
second one. So yeah. But we did see a lot of outside rushes on Nuke. We haven't really seen that so far this tournament, though, have we?
Well, we've seen them trying, but it's been pretty much locked down every time from CTs. Looks as though inside is the way to go. And all right, we're live here with the pistol round. Singer opens up with a kill onto MSL. Nico replies. Pimp also picking up one. It's down to a 4v3. Make that a 3v3. And the bomb has yet to be planted, Jay.
Yep, but it does seem like Western are making the territorial gains that they will need here to get that bomb down. As you can see, Trace forced to retreat down the back of mid-trains here, over towards CT spawn. So, 2-on-2. The health advantage is most definitely in favour of WesternWolves here. Battle of the Danes. Well, you can't really call Fnatic just the Danish squad, I suppose, because they're obviously mixed, as Walkline did allude to before. Perhaps some potential communication issues, but it shouldn't be that much of a big deal for them, to be honest. You can see Fnatic have actually gone for the gamble here. That has to actually put a rotation in, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be outside plant. So Fnatic sort of putting all their eggs in one basket there. It didn't really pay for them, but it doesn't matter because we're going to see Freeze though with the headshot with the pistol. Fnatic on the retake here. 2-on-1. Are we going to see Nil actually hold? No. Looks like we're going to see a potential defuse here. Spam coming in. Is the defuse going to happen?
Oh! He decides to change weapons as well. What?
Wow. That required some balls, seriously. I've got to take my hats off to that. I think he only had a couple of bullets left in the Glock, so he thought, well, there's a P250 there on the floor. Let's grab that and do the damage with the P250, because there's a chance I'll have more bullets in that P250 than there is in my Glock. So, yeah. Probably the right thing to do, but I wouldn't have done it myself. I don't know about you.
Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, I would love to see that situation one more time from the perspective of the diffuser to see how much he had left on that bomb. Really,
that must have been about a half second left on that defusal. It would have been that close. So, gotta say, hats off. Anyway, pistols being used against shotguns, and it looks like Fnatic getting the better of the engagements here. Nico being dropped by Trace. We are seeing submachine gun fire coming in. P90 headshots left, right, and centre here from MSL. You can see Glaive also moving forward with the PP19. What can he do here? Can he do anything? He does. He manages to grab the one kill to Freeze, and it looks like Glaive's going to pick up the final frag onto Trace. So, standard second round. We should see the next one being an eco as well, because Fnatic are on the CT side, of course. The Ts do have an easy time of buying if they do get that bomb plant early, of course. So, we should see this go 3-0. After we see the 3-0, though, that's the first gun round. And how do you think Fnatic are going to play against WesternWolves? Do you think we're going to see, much like we did against Dignitas, a kind of passive Fnatic?
Kind of, yeah. The thing that makes most sense is to be a little bit passive the first time, the first round, to kind of get a feel of how WesternWolves are playing out. ST. Nice headshot by Trace, as he pointed out. Yep,
that was. Oh, MSL going to work with that P90 again. He's going to pick up second lot of 2 frags here. 2 runs in a row where he's dropped 2 with that submachine gun. You can see Pimp moving forward with the AK-47 now. He's got a HE here to actually help him out with this connector push. Forced to fall back. Using the train for elevation here. Opens up with the pistol. Stinger does drop him though. Nicely done. As you can see, it's down to a 2-on-1 in favour of WesternWolves. Not going to be any real sweat there from the major Dane squad. You have to say they are considered the favourites coming into this game. Fnatic, of course, have that name recognition. They are a mixed 1.6 and Source team, so you would have, at the start of Go, said that's probably the best way to go, but I think, really, it seems like the teams that are doing better are the ones that have stayed through Source and stayed through 1.6, so...
Well, I kind of have to disagree with you with Nip being a
well, true, Nip are the exception to the rule, I suppose, but... I mean, everybody else has pretty much come from one scene and crossed over, haven't they?
Yeah, well, basically that's what we're seeing the most. Oh, we got a little bit of an offensive Trace here.
Very offensive. So, obviously, Fnatic not being as passive as they were against Dignitas. Pushing up those white halls, and looks like they are going to be pushing back towards T-spawn here, so...
Oh, Trace in a great position here, Jay.
Yep, he could get a hat-trick here. That was the first one. Are we going to see the second? Right, HE, yeah, they've backed off. Smart play there from WesternWolves. They would have known that would have been it's still in reserve. And you can see that AK frag coming in from Trace. That's his second kill here. Perfectly positioned after that White Horse push, so... In fact, I think that was... Actually, that was his third kill of the round, actually, thinking about it. So he really has done the damage here. 5 on 2. First gun run does look like it's going to go the way of Fnatic, and really, absolutely essential that it does on that CT side, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little bit uncertain about if Nil has actually gone to CT spawn without being noticed. In fact, Trace knows he's there now, so Nil is moving over towards that upper bomb site, trying to group up with Nico here coming out.
I was going to say Nico was definitely aware of that because he was looking for the push. So
only 9 seconds remaining, looking to save their weapons.
Oh, nice headshot from Nil. Looks like Nico's also going to grab himself the AWP frag as well, but in case it's too little too late here as the time does run down. And now we are seeing a 3-1 scoreline. So Fnatic picking up the first gun round here in the first half. And what a pivotal round that first gun round is. Like we said before, it's a huge psychological advantage, isn't it?
It is, and also they kind of did it flawless, I would say. They were 5 players remaining when WesternWolves had 2, and they decided to save their weapons. Even though they lost 2 players at the end there, the overall confrontation in the start of the round was massively in favor of Fnatic. So if they can keep up that kind of play, Fnatic can... well, pretty much generate an upset here, and that's weird to say. Fnatic being the team that gets the upset victory.
How many times have you ever said that?
Never.
I mean, even when Navi were on the sort of top of their A game in 1-6, you wouldn't have considered it an upset for Fnatic to beat them. So.
No, not at all.
Anyway, the demoralisation of losing that first gun round seems to have set in here. Western have slowed it right down, so no aggressive push here from the start. They are looking for the pick. As you can see, Fnatic very, very, very quick on the rotation here. Trace has already made it from connector back out towards spawn, so they do seem to be quite fluid here and adjusting on the fly, which is nice to see. Obviously, who would actually be calling for Fnatic here now?
Let me have a look.
Is it Modi?
I have.
I want to say it's Modi, but I'm not sure of it, to be honest.
No, for a fact, it's not going to be a Stinger. But other than that, I'm a little bit uncertain. I'll be honest about that. Modi gets a kill here. Trace with the second one, and Fnatic not really having big troubles here. They do let the bomb get planted though, but they just really want to go for that retake instead of risking it with 2 or 3 players pushing in early.
Yep.
And it pays off for them. I mean, the bomb got planted, but they got 3 players remaining. They get to defuse, and Trace manages to save that AWP as well.
I would rather give that $800 per player to the opposite team than give away the round. So definitely the smart way of doing it. I mean, that's pretty much the way we saw VeryGames play Mirage, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, you're kind of giving your opponents a lot of weapons to work with when you keep giving them that bomb plant. But I mean, as long as you can feel comfortable retaking it with 5 players instead of 3 players, I think it's a great decision to play it that way. And I haven't really seen that coming out too much, at least coming from Source.
Does seem like it's it's more of a trait that was brought over from 1-6, to be honest.
Yeah.
A good HE from Trace there to back of sight. That's going to take down Pimp, and MSL dropped in quick succession there as well, as we see Zip move in with the AK headshot to Nico. Modi with another HE kill, so that's the second HE kill of the round, and the final kill is going to come in from Freeze onto Nil, so that's going to be the defusal. And now we are at tied game here, so at this point you'd have to say that the CT bias is going to kick in heavily. We are going to see another gun round. I do anticipate perhaps another one after this, because we've had, what, 4 plants now from WesternWolves?
Yeah, that previous round was an eco from them, so I think... Well, in fact, when I say that, Nico couldn't buy up full with grenades and stuff. He's got an AWP, so it's a little bit more expensive for him to do a full buy, but kind of shows that they're not really in the... they don't really have that much money stacked up when he can't buy all the nades.
I do anticipate this next round being an eco, because obviously Nico is the playmaker, so to speak, for WesternWolves. He is the one who's been going for the pick. I've been a little bit disappointed in his play so far, to be honest. We haven't seen really what we saw from the Vienna tournament, really.
I have to agree with you, and he was phenomenal throughout Copenhagen Games as well.
Yep.
Pretty much one of the bigger reasons why they got all the way to the grand final. But yeah, if WesternWolves want to win this event, they would have to have Nico on point and in form.
As we can see, play slowing down again. It looks like it's going to be another side stroke Ivy push, depending on which iteration of Counter-Strike you originally played. As you can see, Nico was going to try and peek that angle, but it did seem like we had a smoke go down that's going to obscure his angle, so Not able to actually pick off whoever that was on the side of side there. Zip going to grab himself the headshot. Looks like Nilly's going to take down Trace, and we are going to see Pimp with the AK-47 kill to Stinger as well. Kills going back and forth here as Zip's going to pick up his second kill of the round. Oh! And Nell's going to match him though. And the bomb is going to go down here, so at the very least an extra $800. Only, well, Zip with 2 HP and Freeze with 100 HP, but he's got an AWP, so... You see Zip, oh, beautiful control of the AK there. Figuring out the spray pattern and landing the headshot when it was needed. And we are seeing that AWP from Freeze come in as well, so... Down to a 2-on-1 here, just 6 HP, and it does seem like they've done the number crunching on it because he's actually approaching with his pistol here. And there's the pistol kill, nicely done. So good communication. That does sort of put to bed the communication issues that we perhaps thought that Fnatic were having. Because the only way of figuring out that he was on 6 HP there is good comms, isn't it, Volkline?
Well, yeah, it can be that, and also it can be the fact that he only had a AWP and he don't really want to go in close combat with an AK with an AWP in hand. So a lot of players do opt to go for pistols in close combat like that. But I mean, let's give Fnatic that one. Hopefully they've sorted out their communications and. Well, I mean, for me, if Fnatic just switched over to doing English in voice comm, I think they would do a lot better, to be honest.
Well, as we can see, Fnatic here trying to get up into that T side of heaven. It didn't work out for Stinger though, as he's shut down by MSL. Kills going back and forth, 3-on-3. Nico on the exit though from side does manage to take down Modi. I guess Modi must have been flashed though. So 3-on-2, bomb up on Glaive here.
A little bit of a weird
yeah, Pimp is
strategy.
obviously trying to convince whoever that is underneath him though that he's going top ladder, but not happening for him. As you can see, Freeze with one of the easiest kills he will make all tournament though. Just right position, right time to pick up that AWP shot. Now we are seeing Trace move forward, M4, and looks like well, he's pretty much got Pimp pinned there as Freeze picks up the kill into Pimp. Just waiting for that smoke to clear. He knows that Nico's going to be in there, but didn't want to face him through the smoke.
Will he make the defuse this time, though?
Well, not much that Nico could really do there. He couldn't see enough to actually make a shot, so that's going to be the round over to actual the Fnatic squad here on the CT side. So 5-3 your current scoreline. We haven't seen a round on the board in 5 here for WesternWolves. They did, of course, pick up the pistols and the 2 eco bashes. Take a quick look at your scoreboard. First place in server is going to be Trace, 10-5. Second place is going to be... That will be Zip on 8-4, and third place honours are going to go to Nil on 8-5. So again, play slowing right down here. Yet another gun round for WesternWolves. The eco seemingly becoming less and less of a factor here in Go. Largely in part because we are seeing a lot more plants these days. Now Nico on the boost there on the chain link fence does manage to drop Modi on side, so that's an opening here. As you can see, WesternWolves starting to actually meet up so they can take advantage of this one-man differential now.
A little bit of a smart decision here from WesternWolves as well, letting Glaive be the one with 6 HP, being the one stuck back in alley, just faking it out a little bit. But Stinger is on the rotation in white walls. He might be able to backstab here because they think Glaive has that back covered for them.
Well, as we can see, inside being overwhelmed here, Nico with the kill onto Zip, and we are seeing the bomb go down, so it's all up to Trace and Stinger here to try and put on a retake against 5 members. Now there's the kill onto MSL, and there's Glaive being dropped, so it's a 3-on-2 here, but I think the bomb's been ticking so long now, Walkland, they're probably not going to commit to this, are they?
No, I think that, well, the T's have had too much time to gain position, and also having one-man advantage. I don't see Fnatic risking it, and in fact we are seeing them just saving up their weapons right now. They kind of do want to get exit frags, so I would imagine Stinger set up in a nice angle here in T-spawn. Kind of just awaiting the charging terrorist trying to get that AK off of him, but in fact we're not going to see anyone being killed at the end of the round, and the scoreline will be 5-4, still in favour of Fnatic.
Yep, Fnatic in the driver's seat here on the CT side, but WesternWolves quickly approaching the magic point of 5 rounds, of course. So I do anticipate this being, again, another one of those games that's sort of on a pendulum. It swings back and forth. have to say I do prefer the new version of Nuke if it's going to be this entertaining to watch, because I would have to say Nuke was one of my favourite maps to play, but one of my least favourite maps to cast.
Do you mean Train now, or are you talking
Train,
about
sorry,
Nuke?
yeah,
Oh.
I don't know why I said Nuke though. I did mean Train. It's because they're both heavily CT-sided, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, Train was probably my least favourite map to cast. Might actually be one of my new favourites, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It was so lopsided before. Anyways, it's 4 versus 2 now. Freeze just locking down that lower ramp there for the T's. Having a hard time getting into the actual bomb site now. And they do opt to rotate over towards that outer bomb site. But Stinger says no.
Second you hit that figurative brick wall, I mean, it's one of those situations where you hear that AWP shot, you see the guy in front of you drop. First thing you want to do is find cover and cower, really. So there is a huge, psychological advantage of positioning that AWP at the back of sight like that, because the second that anybody does test him, usually you're good for 1 kill at that sort of range. Obviously, flashbangs and smokes will actually reduce your visibility, but as long as you're actually quick on the retreat and you caught the rotation at the right time, it's not usually an issue. Now, as we see, WesternWolves wiped out there, so 6-4 now the scoreline. Fnatic back on track. And are we going to see an eco here from WesternWolves?
I think we might. In fact, they did not get that bomb planted, so they are just... in fact, are we...
Is that a weird
No,
balance?
that
Just
is
check
a
what we've
little
got.
bit of...
Yeah, it looks like we got 1 AK in play, so...
He's probably just got enough money to actually buy an AK this round and see what he can make happen with it. And he probably has enough money to buy the next round.
I would hope so. Stinger with double headshots on the exit, make that triple kill as he takes down Glaive as well. He's going to eventually drop by nil, but as you can see, Modi coming up from behind as well. So Fnatic perfectly in position there to deal with that side push. Only losing the 1 gun that round, and that now makes it 7-4 the scoreline. So definitely cash an issue. I do see Glaive there on the Galil buy, so...
Oh, in fact, Pimp does not have enough money to buy an AK, it seems. So that...
Do you think that was a misbuy?
Yeah, I think so. That AK bought last round was not cost efficient at all, and it doesn't really seem like he meant to do it. He might have just misread the situation and thought that everyone could buy. And at this level of play...
I was going to say that's almost unbelievable,
yeah,
isn't it?
you don't do that.
Sin.
You wait for your caller to call out if you're buying or not.
Yep.
And that's it.
And that is a cardinal sin. That's one of my major pet peeves about playing the matchmaking system, which is horrid, to be honest. Just the fact that nobody ecos, and it does make a huge difference.
Okay, all up to Glaive here with a Galil and 12 HP. Do you see him doing much here? No?
No, I see him being shot by Freeze. That's what I see happening. And as you can see, that's now going to make it an 8-4 scoreline. Westernwolves still a respectable scoreline here. If they can salvage another 2 rounds out of this, they can walk away with a successful first half. But it doesn't leave them much room for error in the come second half, does it?
No, and in fact, WesternWolves are on yet another eco here, just buying 2 flashes, and they might look like an inside push, and just trying to keep the CTs entertained with that flash whilst the bomb gets planted. Pretty
much an aggressive push for the plant here. I don't think they care if they give up all the kills as long as they get the plant.
Yeah.
Good flashbangs coming in from Fnatic. That's really going to slow the push down. It's going to stop the plant for at least 3 or 4 seconds, which obviously in a game of milliseconds is a big deal. You can see MSL trying to push forward towards the Fnatic members. Not happening for him though. It doesn't look like we're going to see the plant here. The bomb has been dropped, and there's your final kill from Freeze. So Fnatic doing an exceptional job of getting that rotation in early there. The flashbang on the entry did stop the plant. Didn't stop them from getting on site, but if you can't find the bomb site, you can't plant, can you, Walkline?
No, you can't. And I mean, that phenomenal play. Considering the games we've seen thus far on Train, normally the T's will get the plant pretty much anyways if they're on an eco or not. So Fnatic actually stopping that bomb from being planted means quite a lot for them.
It seems like the anti-flashes they've been using on the ramp entry into lower have really been the difference maker here.
Yeah.
And every time we have saw a rush that hasn't gone down catwalk with the bomb has just been caught in a position where he's blinder than Stevie Wonder, and he finds himself in a situation where he can't even get close enough to the bomb site to place it down. And by the time he does get vision back, that rotation's already like 3/4 of the way there. So.
In fact, I think Stinger has been... we need to start a record and stop it, because Stinger is invisible man right now.
Let's record a good old-fashioned demo, and then stop the recording, so we do get the model back.
Stinger back on the map.
Good stuff, that's what I'd see. Just have a quick peek at your overview. As you can see, bit of a 3-2 split going down here. First kill coming in from Freeze, though. Now we are seeing a 3-man stack on White Halls. That's going to pay dividends as Pimp, and that's going to be Nil pick up kills as well as Nico. You see Pimp on the outside. He's actually putting that split to good use here. Seems to have somewhat discombobulated Fnatic, as you see Zip trying to sneak back into sight. That's the 10-5 scoreline. That's pretty much your standard scoreline, though, isn't it? That's what you would expect normally from this level of play.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic can be happy with it. I don't think WesternWolves are happy with it, to be honest, considering the level of play that has been coming out from Fnatic throughout the group play. I think WesternWolves kind of thought they would get a lot more rounds on T.
I think this could be another case like Anexis, though, where Fnatic
that's what I feel.
The longer this tournament goes, the better they're going to get.
Yeah.
And there's no two ways about that. So, if put it this way, if I was WesternWolves, I would have much rather have played them earlier in Group B than later.
I have to agree with that. And also, considering the aim on the Fnatic players, even though they don't have the team play to really challenge the likes of NIP now, I think that for Fnatic to play on that T side and go for those entry picks will be a lot easier for them.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, it's one of those situations here where now WesternWolves find themselves 10-5 down coming into the second half. These pistols are going to be so important.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to decide this game in my estimation.
And Fnatic coming in on the second half, RST, they're going to be a team full of Glocks.
Yep,
and
which
that's
means
pretty
they
powerful.
have the advantage in the pistols. So.
And also, I just have to point that out. Sorry for interrupting you.
Go for it.
All right. So basically, they win the pistol. If they win the pistol with the Glocks, the CTs can early buy. Basically, WesternWolves can't go for the early buy, and that will make for a 13-5 scoreline.
Yep.
And that's going to be an upwards battle here for WesternWolves. But I think WesternWolves already have secured playoffs. But Fnatic really wants to get these points to secure. I think they might be able to secure a second place here. I'm not sure what the points of FM Toxic right now. Please, if you know, let me know in chat.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have a quick look over at CAD and see if the results have been updated yet, because ideally I want to know how many rounds that Fnatic are going to need from this game.
Quick update. The reason why we're not in the game is because of the standard little pause the players do tend to take during halftime. Well, I also see one of the WesternWolves players not on the server right now. Might mean a little bit of a technical difficulty. Probably isn't big though, seeing as there was no pauses or no crashes during the first half itself. So it's probably not going to be something that will take a lot of time for them to fix.
No, I think it's just slight issues that crop up from time to time at LAN. It's not going to be a big one to fix, so I'm not even going to take a break at the moment. I'm still trying to figure out what's happening on with Dignitas and Reason here. I'm not seeing any results yet as of now. The GoTV is up for it, so I could theoretically jump over, but the way that the GoTVs have been, don't particularly want to leave the server that I'm on.
Don't risk it.
That's asking for trouble, really. So we're just going to leave it in. If anybody's in chat and they are jumping back and forth between GoTVs, or they do have a more reliable way of picking up the results than we do, would be much appreciated if you could fill us in. No, it does seem like
everyone's talking about this eSport coach.
Yeah, it seems like that has pretty much taken over chat. So discussion of the actual game that we're supposed to be discussing, that seems to have gone out the window, which is kind of a shame, really. But oh well. As long as you guys are entertained, that's all that matters. At this point, though, I mean, it's not so much about being entertained; it's about securing points for these teams, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is not going to be the most interesting part of the tournament, anyways. And at least not the last game here, because I think Fnatic has secured playoffs right now, but they are pretty much in third place, which means they will have a lot harder time tomorrow for their first game. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's going to play a difference what happens in this game, and both teams. Well, I mean, I think Fnatic wants to win this a lot more than WesternWolves.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, WesternWolves seem to have taken their foot off the accelerator a little bit, not playing as hard as perhaps they could do, and saving some of those strats for the playoffs. Then again, that remains to be seen. I mean, we'll see what they do on the CT side. Maybe they'll pull something out of the bag of tricks here on the CT side. But pistol round underway. As you can see, an aggressive push out of T side of mid here from Fnatic. He did have a pop dog dive as well.
Wow, Nico.
I was going to say Nico going so sick. 3 headshots in a row. We actually have Jules on nil. Interesting pickup. Not quite sure why you were wasting money, but oh well. That's going to be the final kills coming in from WesternWolves. So WesternWolves picking up the pistols that they absolutely needed, though, on the CT side. So you would anticipate at least the next round, short of a plant, you would anticipate the round after that as well, wouldn't you, Auckland?
Yeah, you would. And I have to say, Nico just really stepping it up for his team. And we were talking about it earlier as well, Jay, that if WesternWolves want to do well in this tournament, they will need Nico to play as good as he just did, basically.
Yeah, he's got to be consistent like that as well.
Yeah.
It can't just be the odd round here and there. Not saying that, you know, WesternWolves need carrying, but they most definitely are dependent on Nico's top fragging, basically.
Yeah. Alright, so Sipnix does get the bomb planted, and that plays a huge role, seeing as they now can do a buy here after this round has been completed with that defuse. And it's going to be a 10-7 scoreline. Fnatic obviously still in the lead, and I think, yeah, from the previous game, like the last game we just casted with Fnatic versus Dignitas, Fnatic did do a lot of good pushes onto the, I think it was the inner bomb site they opted to go for. So let's see if they do decide to go inside.
It does look that way. We've got 5-man push onto White Halls here, so it's either going to be a pop dive or aggressive inside push, I think.
And MSL is playing alone inside for WesternWolves, so let's see if WesternWolves will be able to make that rotation in time. Glaive now just moving over towards that inner bomb site. And Fnatic just basically just chilling out in White Halls now, just waiting for offensive play from the CTs here.
Yep, as you can see, Trace just having a roam around the map, trying to figure out some positions here. Obviously, they won't know that it's just one man inside that inside site, so as we can see, they've actually made a bit of a rotation here, so they stacked 2 inside now because Stinger must have been spotted. Still going to be a numerical disadvantage, but 1 or 2 good flashbangs here, and they can call that rotation in, as we saw from Fnatic before. Smokes and flashes coordinated as well. That's what I like to see, all going off just about the same time here. So the entry pretty much assured as, oh, nice headshot coming in. Trace with the AK-47 frag onto MSL as well. We are going to see the White Halls cut, so Freeze in position there to stop the rotation from Nil, and we are going to see the bomb go down. So Pimp and Nico, the 2 final players standing. Let's find out where they are, because Autorite is not particularly showing much here. Well, Nico going to be on the outside, and it looks like Pimp's going to be up in Jesus' spot. So, well, he's shut down. That's going to leave Nico with... Does he have an AWP here? Yep, he does have his AWP, so smart save. Manages to pick one off. Going to get the second? No! Shut down by Trace. And that's going to be $4,750 removed from the bank balance of Nico. And, well, that's the round that Fnatic needed to change the course of the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I just have to point out, Nico close to a double kill there in Ali.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it did not pan out for him, and did lose that AWP. And let's see, we will have an eco here coming out from WesternWolves, because they need all kinds of flashes and smokes to be able to stop a strong side like Fnatic. So don't want to risk it too much.
No, understandable. As we can see, the round well underway here. Let me put Autodite to back on. I did forget about that. Sorry. Moddy and Stinger picking up kills. Nico going to be the go-to guy here for WesternWolves. He's managed to grab himself the pistol headshot onto Stinger. Pretty much pinned here, so he's going to have to pick off one of these members. Nope, not going to happen for him as Zip picks up the AK-47 headshot. That's going to be the end of the round. 12-7 now the scoreline. And Fnatic slowly but surely crawling their way towards that magical 16 points. And, well, another victory here in Group B.
Yeah, and another eco coming out from WesternWolves, and we see Nil here on the Mag 7, so I'm a little bit curious to see how he's going to utilize that one. In fact, yeah, he will be pushing up towards Pop Dog, because it's a little bit of shooting fish in barrels, isn't it? Well, in one barrel, I would say.
Well, again, prepping for this White Halls to inside push. Trace and Zip looking to establish some positions here. No one really showing from WesternWolves, though. I do like that. You've got to basically hold your cards close to your chest from that CT side. But Trace does find Glaive, so that is now the opening now. MSL making the rotation here. Of course, it is an eco, so don't anticipate WesternWolves actually stopping this inside rush. The best they can hope for here is to maybe capture an AK or 2, which, to be honest, isn't happening for them. As you see, oh, that's going to be Nil, though, with the, double shotgun kills.
Oh, third kill of the round.
Nice. So it's a 3-on-2 now in favour of Western. Stinger going to level it back up, though, and those weapons still working in favour of Fnatic, of course. Now, Nil caught on sight. That's pretty much the round over, as far as I'm concerned. Nico has it all to do here. As you can see, he does manage to grab himself the AWP. Is he just going to retreat with this AWP now? Is that what you would do here, Walkline?
Yeah, well, in fact, he's not got. He doesn't have any way to go, really. Stinger is pretty much locking him down there, and the C4 just kills him. And Nil there, picking up 3 kills with that Mag 7 pretty much gives him $2,700 just for those kills, and the Mag 7 costs $1,700, so that's 1,000 plus.
That's interesting. MSL's actually gone for the auto sniper here, so
that's a good weapon. Get
it
Right
is
has been utilizing it.
I was going to say Get Right has opened a lot of people's eyes with regards to that. It's it's not nearly as random as it was in 1.6 or Source when it comes to where the bullets are going to land. So hopefully we will see some good auto sniper play. Zip, we have double AK-47 frags on that outside site, so the opening has been made here. Nico in position outside,
wow.
Beautiful headshot onto Stinger. Stinger thought he had the drop on him there after he heard the first bullet. How much skill does that require?
None. It's a little bit of a lucky shot, I think.
You think?
Yeah,
I
really
think that was fully intended. I don't think that was like him just peeking and firing.
It's pretty much the only option he had there was to pretty much go for that no scope. Well, it was. I'm not going to
quick scope.
Quick scope, yeah, indeed. So no, it was a nice kill, and if someone could do it, it's probably Nico. So I'm not going to take it away from him. He's such a fantastic AWPer.
Well, Freeze has managed to put the bomb down. He does take out Nico. It's going to leave Glaive as last man standing here. He knows he has to go frag hunting for this kill, and as you can see, looks like Freeze is going to be running away. He's playing Ring Around the Rosie. Need the Yakety Sax music playing for this because it's pure comedy. That HE is going to pretty much slow down the advance. Yep, we're going to see the retreat here from Glaive. So he realises that the bomb has ticked down far too much. He's going to save. What weapons does he have? Is it an M4? Yep, he's going to save his M4. It looks like yeah, he did manage to escape with that AWP as well. Just down to 2 HP, so he did take some bomb damage, but saving the AWP is a huge bonus. I mean, obviously the run going in their favour, so it's not like if he would have died that it would have been that big of a deal, but it does mean now that if WesternWolves do take the momentum back, and you're going to see at least 3 gun rounds now from Fnatic.
Yeah, well played by Freezer, and once again he gets that opening kill, and he's making a difference here for this Fnatic lineup. He's I'm not sure what kind of score he's on. He's got 19 kills. Yeah.
So he's not doing too bad for his team at all. And like I say, it's more on the CT side that I would say he was effective, just for the simple fact that he was stopping just about everything dead in its tracks when it was entering the lower site. And obviously good communication as well behind that. He was calling the rotation nice and early. So that's not to say that his T side hasn't been good either, though. Whitehall's being pushed. That would have been Glaive there on the peak. Did drop Zip to just 5 HP, but still 5 HP for him to work with, and he can act as just a meat shield going in on site here. If he can just establish where he's been killed from, he can still help out his team, of course. The Wolves making this rotation in. Good HE up towards Whitehall's there. If that would have been Zip, that would have been a kill for sure. Now he's seen a counter flash as well, so WesternWolves slowing the play right down here for so I should say, yeah, WesternWolves slowing it right down for Fnatic. As you can see this 3-man push going lower. We're going to see 1 headshot coming in from Nico with the shotty, but not enough to stop the potential plant here, I don't think. Molly and Zip going to pick up those 2 AK-47 frags, and that's going to leave Pimp as the last man standing there. Does he have a weapon here? Let's see what he's got. Yeah, he does have. So he is going to be on the save here.
Indeed, and that's going to be the 15th round there for Fnatic, and I'm glad to see them stepping up now, and that will surely increase their chances to play against a lesser skilled opponent tomorrow.
This seems like the Fnatic that we were expecting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, whether there's a factor of WesternWolves not wanting to show all the strats, I don't put that much stock into that though.
No.
Like I think that's usually an excuse for when teams get tired and they just can't be asked to put in the effort.
Well, and I know for a fact that obviously team doesn't want to show it early on, but still, I think WesternWolves would like to beat a side like Fnatic, even though they did that at Copenhagen Games. But I don't think that game counts too much, seeing as, well, to be honest, Fnatic pretty much got robbed of a round there over at Copenhagen Games, and having to sit around for 3 hours while discussing with admins is just going to slow down your play, and they kind of just lost motivation at that point. So it's fun to see Fnatic just showing WesternWolves who's boss right now.
Most definitely. Now we are seeing a T-side mid push. Good flashbangs coming in from Pimp. That means that he wasn't actually exposed there to the T-side mid rush. As you can see, they've all moved back over towards Pop Dog, and I think they've probably gone up onto Pop Dog as well. So, yeah, as you can see, the bomb going down on B. MSL with the FAMAS headshot. That's going to be a key kill onto to Freeze, and one onto Stinger as well. It's going to leave Trace on site with the AK-47, finding 1 frag onto Pimp. Diffuse coming in here. Are we going to see the potential to stop that Diffuse? They pulled him off the bomb. He's back on it though. Moddy's not going to be able to stop this. That's got to be the defusal.
Has to be. Does he have a defuse kit?
Obviously not. Let's see what he's up to. There we go. None of them had a defuse kit that round. I don't think so. It could have been a really bad situation there for WesternWolves, but they managed to clutch the round out regardless, and that's extending the game now. Obviously, game point here for Fnatic, so I would anticipate Fnatic picking up one of the next 6 rounds to secure the victory. I'd be very surprised if they didn't walk alone.
I have to agree. Looking at the second half score, it's 5-3 here for Fnatic, and basically WesternWolves won the pistol round, so 2 of those rounds were basically, well, one of them was an eco.
Yeah, because we did have the second round plant from Fnatic. Indeed. So they did get the 3rd round buy-in. But still, you would anticipate after picking up the pistols, you would have a higher half-time score than this on the CT side, of course. Seems like we got another split here. Let's just show you on the overlay so you can see what's going on. In fact, I wouldn't really call that a split. I'd call that more of a spread, to be honest. We did have 2 men stacked on the side though from Fnatic, so I would say if they're going anywhere here, it looks like it's going to be inside again as they start to move away from that side. Uber important that they get the entry here. As you can see, MSL's in a pretty good spot to shut down the catwalk rush. Not keen on that spot for actual ramp though.
When the flashes comes out here as well, it's going to be hard for him not to get killed. Stinger just running out on upper here through the smoke. Oh, he's in great position.
Stinger pulling out the flank. Obviously those flashbangs must have affected MSL and company though, because they had no idea that catwalk was being pushed. Now bomb has gone down.
And Nil left the game because he does not think that Pimp can clutch this.
Yeah, I was going to say not much faith there, and probably rightfully so, to be honest, because that was an uphill struggle to say the least. Now what we are going to do, we're going to close it up for the day in a moment. We have seen some pretty solid play. I would say yesterday's Group A games were probably a little bit more entertaining. But what we're going to see tomorrow is we're going to see that mixture of Group A and Group B. So the level of play is going to it's going to go off the charts tomorrow.
The playoffs will be. Well, let's just put it like this: NIP is not at the tournament.
Yeah. So well, saying that, I mean we saw Virtus Pro yesterday take it to NIP anyway. So things are looking good for Counter Strike Go. I was thinking about this outside. I was having a smoke break before, and at the moment, I wouldn't consider myself a professional caster because, I start full-time again in a month. But I have previously been a professional caster where I was, my way of making money. And with professionality comes certain, morals that you have to have. So I would never say that I've ever pulled against NIP, but yeah, yesterday I was quite glad to actually see them lose. Not because I dislike NIP by any stretch of imagination, but really we need some fresh talent. We need some money being spread around the scene. And to see Virtus actually take it to them, yeah, I was impressed with that. So perhaps now coming into future events, of course, we've got more events coming up in the calendar for CS:GO. We are going to see NIP not as overwhelming. I mean, I think they beat a lot of teams before they even get in game, to be honest.
Yeah.
That reputation sort of precedes them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I talked a little bit with the NIP, with all the players and their manager, Fisher, over at Copenhagen Games, and I basically just told it flat out to them that you guys really need to start losing some games because it's not really interesting, and they pretty much said the same to me.
The thing is, it's interesting right up to the finals, that's the problem.
Yeah, well, they were really looking forward to actually being beat by a team, because then they know that, oh, okay, so we got something to work on for once they can be the team to improve until the next tournament, because
it's like I said before, you learn more from a loss.
Yeah, it will be tedious going to... I have no idea how many LANs they've been to now. They were pretty much 87-0 in map score at LAN.
Yeah.
Obviously, it will get tedious to play a game when no one can touch you. So I think NIP, even though they're obviously a little bit disappointed, there was a huge prize pool over there as well. They're not out of it yet, though. But I think that it will just make them practice even harder, and it will make it a lot more entertaining for us, because now all the other teams in the world, seeing NIP actually being beaten on LAN will give them that much more confidence when going up against NIP the next time.
Yeah, and that much more impetus to actually put the hours in, because if you're a VeryGames member and you know that you've been putting the time in, but you've not been capable of actually getting the results. Just watching what Virtus did, you probably sit back and think, okay, well we need to get back to the drawing board here and see what Virtus did against NIP.
Yeah, that's a little bit interesting. Will we now see team adopting Virtus Pro's playstyle against NIP? I'm not saying that people will play like Virtus Pro in all matches, but maybe take notice of what Virtus Pro is doing against the team NIP and try to do a little bit of the same stuff when they are at a LAN.
To be honest though, I mean, there was nothing that really stood out that they were doing spectacularly different. It was just solid Counter-Strike from Virtus that actually secured that game. So I don't know if there is anything you can glean from that result, to be honest.
I didn't see the entire game.
Well, I watched pretty much the full game because obviously you were a little bit busy at the time. I had the game in front of me the whole time, and it's not like they were doing anything that was completely. They never did anything revolutionary, let's say that.
No, okay.
But what they did do was just solid fundamentals, flashbangs at the right time, good smoke cover, obvious communication between the players, all the things that you need to take on a team of that caliber. So it was a good game to watch, actually.
All right.
I mean, normally when it's kind of feast or famine with Go at the moment. You have multiple events all running around about the same time, and then you might go a month where there's nothing. So it's a bit of a shame that we did have the clash of events. Not just because it takes away viewers from us, obviously, it takes away viewers from StarLadder as well. Obviously, they take more from us because it's a more prestigious tournament. But I would rather see. I suppose there's two ways of looking at it. You can split the prize pools, and you are going to have more of a spread of prize money. Yep. So therefore, that's going to lead to more professionality. But it means that the stream viewers are split. It means that the streamers are making less money. It also means that the tournaments are less inclined to go back and run the same sort of setup. And
also, it's making it a lot harder for coverage sites and whatever to establish who's the currently best team, because the teams are split up at different events. So
most definitely. I mean, how would you say that the likes of Anexis and Fnatic now compare against the likes of Virtus? You can't really say that until you've seen them play, can you? So hopefully we will see another sort of Copenhagen heavily stacked tournament that brings all the teams together. So anyway, from myself and Warclown, we are going to throw it to I was going to say we're going to throw it to a break, but that's actually us finished for the day. So when we have a long break until tomorrow. Yeah, there we go. We're going to have like another 15-hour break again. When we come back, it will be the playoffs of the Mad Catz CS:GO Invitational. Of course, the event is going down in Birmingham at the Gadget Show live. We are here remotely in Berlin. Tomorrow, we will be looking early into tomorrow, I would imagine. Hopefully we can get direct connection. To be honest, the GoTV didn't seem too bad in the last game, but it's very hit and miss. You can have moments where we had that, what was it, the second or third game we did today, which was pretty solid on the. It was a private GoTV relay that actually did. Actually, I think the one that was on that was the most solid wasn't a private TV relay, because the private one was had issues, and I actually switched halfway through. So what we'll do basically is we'll have a look at the GoTV relays we've got. The guys at the venue are going to be looking at the network as well to see what they can do about basically limiting, the bandwidth that's being used in that actual, because it's all Ring network at the Gadget Show. They don't have like a shoddy network admin who's just like, well, here's your 4-port router and a 8 meg connection. They have a good setup. So I think it's just a case of working out the bugs, getting DHCP to work, and giving us enough bandwidth for that VPN connection. So hopefully we will figure all out tomorrow. Anyway, like I said, me and Warcline are actually starving here, so we're going to take our leave, and when we come back tomorrow, it will be the playoffs, and things are going to really heat up then, aren't they? It's going to be nice. Yep, most definitely is. So I was going to say don't go anywhere, but feel free to go wherever you want as long as you come back tomorrow. You better come back tomorrow, though, because play is going to heat up. And, say what you will about myself and Warclown, CSGO needs your support. So even if you hate me and you want to stove my head in, that's fine, as long as you're watching the streams, getting the viewing figures to sort of... Will help the game. Yeah, it will help the game, basically. And I know that sounds like I'm sort of going cap in hand, but I do love Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is my first love in esports. I play a lot of League of Legends, and I do love League of Legends as well. And the professionality that they've currently achieved is second to none. I would say it's surpassed what even CGS produced. Yep. So there are reasons, that just esports, and I'm a big fan of esports in general. But I mean, really, if there was one game I wanted to see succeed, it would be CS:GO. So instead of eating our own and being cannibals and just ripping the community to pieces, let's try and pull together, folks. Let's try and get something positive done for once, and actually, get those viewers for IEM. So we can then move over to it's sort of not IEM, for EMS, I should say, and then we can move over to IEM, and that's where we start seeing the big bucks and the real professionality. And at that point, then you're going to start to see other tournaments looking at Go and thinking, well, Go's a viable option. Not many people are supporting it at the moment. There's a ton of LOL stuff already out there. That's where you're going to start to see Go picked up. Anyway, enough rambling. We're going to go get something to eat, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll be recharged and fully raring to go for the playoffs of the Mad Catz CS:GO Invitational. I'm Jay Atkins, he's Warclown, and we shall catch you on the flip side. Everybody keeps on listening, and nobody's listening up. Everybody keeps